you know. Yeah.
What is going on?
Good morning.
San
Hey.
Diego. I'm ready for some San Diego. What's up, Trey?
Right?
I'm going to have Trey share a little bit today on the call. I didn't know he was jumping on, but I'm so glad he's here. What's up, my man? Hey, I'd like to have you, I don't know what you're doing at 1 o'clock today, but I got that workshop at 1 o'clock. It'd be cool to just have you go on that a little bit, maybe just share a little bit. I think it's sweet because I don't even know what direction you went fully because I know you were kind of switching to another direction and haven't quite, heard the full update. But all I do know is what I have been hearing is really, really awesome. So anyway, welcome, welcome, welcome. How we doing?
Doing good.
1 degree Celsius. I'm a little chilly over here too. I think we're at like 27 degrees, something like
Oh,
that.
wow. Yeah, one is 33 or 34
No,
here.
we're 34. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I also loaded up some pictures of what I was actually doing today. And I want to talk to you guys about the two new products that I'm going to be adding to things. And I haven't quite worked out the exact long-term details of the two products. But I mean, I have them mostly together. So anyway, how's everybody doing though? Good? Very good. Cool.
Great.
All right. So does anybody have anything they want to, outside of trade, does anybody have anything they want to share or have questions about at this point?
We don't need to go into mine, but I switched gears. So I was glad that, you mentioned Trey kind of switched gears. So I switched gears. I'm doing something different. I'm ready for full-on opinions, and you guys can just trash what I'm doing. And I did a VSL, my first one. So it's really raw.
Huh.
So um
Well, listen,
so
that's
we
awesome that you did your first VSL though, because like getting one of those under your belt is pretty huge.
and you know what it is, it's really hard. You gotta get a thick skin because
Hmm.
that's why I haven't been on really, because it's been kind of raw for me.
Yeah.
And a story. So but I'm ready, it's the new year. So maybe towards the end we can look at what I've
Here's
created so
here's
far.
the thing that's kind of funny about this whole thing. Okay.
Hmm.
Is at first you start getting like made fun of, ridiculed, haha, oh my God, you suck. This is terrible. What a blah, blah, blah. But if you keep going, all of a sudden they start to listen and they start to pay attention. And then pretty soon they're like, can you show me how to do it? And so you just have to get through those phases. It's like growing out your hair. For a while you look
Sure.
kind of silly and then it gets longer. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that.
Uh-huh.
And it's, don't feel bad about it because I'll tell you what, I used to get really worried about that, and I'd be lying if I don't still have odd feelings every once in a while, but they quickly go away because I remember this stuff. And the thing is you just have to go do it, and you just have to be consistent with it, and it really just kind of starts to. It's an amazing thing what happens, and so it's like if you're going through hell, keep going kind of thing. And just
Mm-hmm.
know that as long as you keep one thing in check, it will work. Okay. And that is, are you solving a problem that people actually want to solve? This is the absolute and utter key thing, period. Make sure you're solving a problem that people are actively trying to solve. It doesn't matter if there's a million people how many Mexican food restaurants do you think there are? A shitload. How many shoe companies make shoes? How many headphone companies, energy drink companies, all the water bottle companies? It doesn't matter. Okay. Now you
Mm-hmm.
may not get as many as, if you're a new energy drink company, you might not beat Red Bull unless you're Celsius. You might not beat every car company unless you're Elon or stuff like that. Right. But I'll
Yep.
tell you what, even if you suck and you're in the bottom, 30%, you're still making more than you would at a job. You still have more freedom than you would have at a job, and you're doing better. In my opinion, I would rather work 80 hours a week to not have to work 40. Okay. I would
Mm-hmm.
rather, I just can't even imagine it anymore because I'm like, I realize all I'm doing is just helping. I'm just a cog in their wheel. I'm just a part of their system, and I'm just helping that part of their system operate. And it's like, why don't I just do that for myself? But again, not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody wants, and I used to kind of feel that way. Or I used to think like, oh, this is for everybody for the longest time. And it's just not. So, and that's good because I don't want to pick up my trash. I don't want to have to, do the laundry at the hotel and all that stuff. Okay. Welcome. If you're new, welcome, welcome. Glad to be here. Just literally, I want you guys to think about this as we're sitting at a table. And if you have something you want to say, just say, hey, Mike, just interrupt. I feel it works better that way. If I suppress you, then you're like, it doesn't work that way for me. It's like, if you got a question, speak up. Okay. And ask the question. Hey, Mike, but hey, before you go on, that's all you got to do. Or you can do the raise your hand feature thing or whatever. Okay. We cool with that? We understand that?
Yes.
All right. I put this in here because this is a recording as well. So somebody else listening to it that comes to the next one. Okay. So if nobody else has anything to share, I think it's awesome to have Trey share. And I'm personally really, truly excited about what you have to share because all I know is from what I've seen in our last interaction. So, okay. I was so busy this morning, I forgot to take out my trash. Yeah. Yeah. Well, my trash is probably pretty damn full over in the corner too. All right, Trey, what's up, man?
Cool. Well, I wasn't expecting this impromptu, like, let's go, but that's all good, man. So first off, Mike, I want to really thank you, dude, because like, I know how to do like a lot of like digital marketing shit, but for me, I was just really stuck in my head. And I really was, I mean, I've talked to you back and forth, and you're probably like, dude, like, get your head out of your ass and go, And so I want to thank you for that, man. Like, cause that, like, we can know all these things, but if we're stuck in our way, like, we are our own roadblocks for most of this journey. We really are, And so like, you really helped me get out of that spot. And, so
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. And I've always believed in you, man. You have that. I can tell you, and everybody on here would be lying unless they don't know you, that you can tell you've got a tiger in you. You got a heart, and you care and you want more. And you can I think that's a really important ingredient that you actually wanted to like get free. Like you wanted it. So, dude, I'm so happy for you. And yeah, dude, you have more potential even right now than you even like closely even recognize. All of us do. So awesome.
I know. And it's like when I look back at like what I've done in the past, it's like, why am I like looking so low to myself now? Like, again, I think it's just a mindset thing that we all have, no matter what level you're at. It's new level, new devil,
100%.
And so like, I had to like really realize, like, dude, like I'm no different from all these other people who are crushing it. Like, in fact, I'm probably better than some of these people who are crushing it.
100%.
What makes them different, And I'm not trying to say like I'm being an arrogant
No,
asshole.
dude, it's the truth.
But yeah, some people don't realize like they really have everything they need. God gave us so much, our talents and stuff like that.
100%.
So yeah, like that was my biggest thing. I was like, I had to get my head out of my ass for a long time. And then so finally, and one thing you worked with me with was, I didn't want to help that industry. I was like, no, the hell with them. I'm done with them. Right. But like, I made a couple posts, man, and like you wouldn't believe how many people just attacked that post. Like, dude, I need help. I need help. And I was like, all right, I need to go back and help these guys, right? And it's just massive opportunity right there. And so I've just been with my content, just drilling that. And dude, it's like there hasn't gone a day without like 20 leads just coming in from that content. Just from like hitting that one message, I'm like, dude, there's the problem. These are all the people that want help with it. We're relaunching. And so that's what I've been working on these last few weeks, is relaunching my old offer and just making it better, because I went through that program. I'm like, dude, I can help these people shorten up that whole learning curve, and like things that would take like a month to set up, I can get them up and running within like a couple of hours. ChatGPT, wow. Yeah. So like that's what I've been working on, is redoing that. And so what's really been working for me is, I've been going back and forth, like, what's my membership? What's my membership? And so I decided to do my membership as our SaaS, right? The white level, high level, right?
Yeah.
So what we've been following is like sign up for a webinar, and on the next page, usually there's like an upsell, right? Or there can be an upsell. So ours is sign up for a webinar, and on the next page, start your free trial. So, and then plus we give them a bunch of bonuses just for starting the free trial. So in the last 3 days, now we're up to 18 people who started it.
That's so freaking awesome. Like,
It is, dude. It really is. It's like, man, I wish, like, you know how much time I've wasted on being in my head, trapped in there, that I could have just said, like, go, you know? So, like,
yeah,
that's what's working right now. And my goal for 2024 was to get 100 people on. And like, I was doing the math. I'm like, dude, if we have, so we have, I'm looking at how many leads are in our webinar. So we have 99 leads, 18 people signed up for their trial. Sure, there'll be churn rate. I'm not worrying about that. But like, if 18 people in 4 days have signed up, and I have 361 more days to go, shit's gonna get insane, you know?
dude, insane. It will be insane. Like, and you know what's so funny about what you said is like that one message. If I hit that one message, I've been using the same message
Yeah.
for a decade.
Mhm.
That message don't run out if you're working with a message that don't run out. Like, there forever, we'll be dead bones in the coffin before network marketing stops. Like,
Right.
and there will always be people that get in and then be like, and then they're gonna want that different, just like you. And it's the same thing with each and every one of us. It's like that one message. I mean, if you just nail it and solve that problem, you will crush it. I mean, we're on iPhone, what, 15 now? You know what I mean? It's like the first one came out in 2007. That was a while ago, right? So it's so powerful to see that. And I mean, dude, 100 will be like nothing. Like,
I
just
know. Now I'm like, damn, like that's pretty. I mean, if this works out the way it's working out, like the 100 is not going to take long.
no. And you just keep going on that message and get super, super consistent with what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, the moment you take your message, and I don't know what you're doing with it now, but the moment you take your message and you get it to where you can essentially, you know how I talk about the loaf, the slice, the crumbs, like the moment you get redistribution going with that, it's just going to widen everything. Imagine that message that's working so good now. You have it getting repurposed for all the different channels. And I'm not saying do that right now. Right now, just keep doing what's working right now.
Yep.
But to a point where you can do it practically asleep and half out of it, that's when it's time to, okay, let's see how do I put this on all these other places? Because it'll just take the leads and just intensify them by 3-4x. And then the more leads, that 1 to 5% starts showing up, which what you just said, I mean, you're doing even better than 1 to 5%.
Yeah. I know the stats are like, is this really the right stats? Like, did we fudge any of these numbers? But like now you're right. Like now my content is like, all right, I know my message. Now let's see how I can piss off a lot of people and really get in front a lot of, like, really rock the boat, stir the pot is what I'm really trying to do now.
It's really important to know who it's not for, because that will identify who it is for. It's so much easier to find things that you shouldn't be doing than to find things that you should be doing. So I find it almost like a death punch if in your VSL or in any of your content, period, because whether it's a short form, long form, a live, a workshop, a VSL, it's all the same structure. It's just micro or macro, depending on which one you're in. And once you know that structure, everything that you do should always have some segment in there that says who it's not for. Because by saying who it's not for, you're saying who it is for. And then what's so funny is when you tell somebody who it's not for you, they want to prove you wrong. And if you say who it's for, they're not sure. But if you say who it's not for, then they know. And so I used to do both. Here's who it's for, here's who it's not for. But if you say who it's not for, the people that know who they automatically know who it's for. So it's really important to make sure you keep doing that. And like you said, nobody wants, first off, there is no in the middle. So nobody wants like vanilla. Are you for this or this? Right? And so by what you just said, that just shows that you're really truly there with it. So welcome anybody else that's new. If you have a question, just interrupt. Thank you so much for sharing that, brother. I love it. And so you said the process you have is talk to me about what is your traffic process right now?
Yeah, so what's working really well right now is I noticed like TikTok, more people are vibing towards like my digital marketing offer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas on Instagram, and I built Instagram for a while. That's why that audience is all network marketers. So I speak more about network marketing and like how prospecting messages and all the salesy shit that they're being taught is
Yeah.
just awful. So I
Yeah.
really just piss off uplines and really kind of
Oh yeah.
agitate the problems a lot.
That's good.
That's working. And what I decided to do on Instagram was hook up ManyChat so
Mm,
that when they comment a keyword below, it fires off that automation. And dude, that is just butter. Oh, I
really?
love that shit.
Yes. Okay. Awesome. You know,
Yeah.
so that's something that I'd love to like, it's these little things, and it's not to shiny object somebody or get them, going in the wrong direction. But I would love, that's what to me Build Lab is all about. We're in there. It's a lab. Hey, dude, I poured this and this together, and dude, it came out like the way we want it. And I kept doing it. As soon as that's what it is to me, and that's what those live workshops are. So I will definitely be reaching out to you, number one, because I'd love for you to just share some of these things. And here's what's neat about when you do that. Number one, you get really damn good at it because you have to figure out how to re-articulate it back to somebody so that they can actually use it. And then you automatically, for free, like figured out how to like use even just that as a lead magnet, or use that as just something that as a micro sale to get somebody in. Dude, my pocket coaching is ridiculous. Like it's like, I mean, yesterday it was 17 people join. It's like been over 10 every single day. And that's pretty gnarly because nobody's like quitting. And it's the easiest freaking thing in the world to create one video a day for somebody about what it is that we talk about. So everybody I feel like should have some form of a pocket coaching offer, just because it's so good for you. It keeps you fired up, it keeps you focused, and you make really good residual money off of it, and it really helps people. So, okay, so you do the ManyChat thing. What else are you doing for traffic?
Ads. We're doing ads right now. We spent a lot accidentally in the beginning because Zuckerberg is just a shithead
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
We mess something up, but that's giving us a little bit more gas right now. Not a lot, because right now we're just testing a lot of things, seeing what ad is, what copy's working, what pictures working. So it's not anything crazy right now, but that's something that we are doing. But it's mostly like to get people into that webinar funnel. Right now, it's a lot of Instagram. It's a lot of Instagram.
Instagram's Are you going live at all? Are you doing anything live on the platforms?
Dude, I got banned from doing live like for 2 weeks because I said something, some white extremist thing. I don't know what it was, but I said something, and
Yeah.
it flagged everything. I can't remember what it was, but it was bad. So I was gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Gotcha. And then on the conversion, you said you have basically, it sounds like a 2, 3, 4-step funnel or something like that.
Yeah. So it starts off with just register for this web class that we're doing live. So that's tonight. So I'll get some numbers, see how that went.
Mm-hmm.
That's an old webinar that performed well. We tweaked that thing for 2 years straight. So it should be pretty good. There might be some updates I got to do to it, but this is the game that we play, dude. I love this stuff. Where
100%.
Okay, it's free,
Yeah, yeah.
Then it's the upsell to what is the Mifke, the most incredible free gift offer when you start your trial.
Mm-hmm.
At the very end of the web class, the pitch is a $9.97 offer. I do have a question though, because I was thinking about this last night. I tried to see if ChatGPT could give me the answer, but the wizard didn't do shit for me.
Yeah.
What I was thinking was, okay, so we have a window of like Thursday night. It's like, okay, here's the pitch, and then we obviously have like our emails that are getting fired off, right? Friday,
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, Sunday, close cart Sunday, right? What I was wondering was the people who don't take the offer, is there some type, like, what do I do in the emails after, from Monday on? Like I do have like a post webinar survey that I fire off on Sunday or on Monday, and I give them a little free gift just for filling out the survey, because I want to see that feedback so I can use that in the webinar, right? Tweaks. But after that, I was like, man, I don't really want to just say, keep giving them value and awesome stuff and say, point them back to the web class. What I was thinking was, what if I could give them like a downsell, like a $97 offer. You use the software, and then maybe do like a monthly coaching thing. Maybe I can do like little bonuses, but how can I get those people who aren't quite ready? And then maybe, I don't know, think of some kind of a smaller offer to get them in there. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
So the way I look at it is, if they're not buying the main thing, there's really a couple things going on. It's they don't either understand what you're actually offering. Okay. And that just could be they need to hear it again and again and again. Number two is they for some odd reason, don't find that it's going to actually be valuable and actually work, right?
Mhm.
Or they don't think that they can actually execute it themselves. So in that case, it's nothing to do with you. They just need to be, educated on a daily basis, I guess, to where they can see, okay, yeah, I can actually do this. This does work with me. So what I like to do is I like to think of like the meat on the stick thing, like you were saying, a downsell. So you go like the pocket coaching offer. I've
Mhm.
already had like 6 people from the pocket coaching offer upgrade to the lifetime build lab, right? And so what you do is you set up those tiered pricings like you're talking about. But the thing that you got to do that is so important, and this is such an important thing for everybody that's listening or doing, if you do not segment your people, it's like imagine you're on a date with somebody and they say, no, I don't want to go out with you anymore. And you keep asking them to go out with you every day.
Mhm.
You're just going to piss them off. And
Yeah,
you're just
you're
going to
weird.
cause, yeah. What you would like to do is you would like to find a different avenue for them. And maybe it's not them dating you, but maybe you get kudos for getting them to date somebody else and you pull appeal off of that, right? Like it's like, well, if you don't want to buy any of my houses, I got a friend of mine that's got the houses you do like, and then you and your friend got a cut together, right? Or maybe you get them into some of your affiliate game, okay? I mean, when you start making 6 figures off of affiliate money, it's ridiculous. It's the coolest money you'll ever make in your life is when you make money. I mean, between system and all the things that I do and use, like even ClickFunnels still from back in the day, like all of that, with just that, I'm covered. Everything else is like just shit, So, and it just keeps growing. So you could always take advantage of that list in that way. It's just because she said no and she doesn't, or he or whatever, doesn't want to date you, then it's okay. Maybe you can make money off of something else that they do just through affiliate type stuff. So what I'm telling you is when people come into your system, all of them that did not buy on the webinar, are you tagging them that they did not buy after visiting the webinar?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Once they're tagged, what are you doing to find out where they want to go?
What I used to do, so remember, I'm revamping everything up,
Sure.
starting everything up, turning
Sure.
the lights on again.
Mhm.
What I did in the past was just kept giving them valuable stuff, like my YouTube channel videos, had them in our Facebook group. Um, Not a lot. Like they weren't really getting any other offer. They didn't have any other offer. It was just this thing. That's the only thing I was scaling.
Got it. And Ben, I see your question, and all you got to do is interrupt, and we're just about done here. No, you can talk here, and we'll get to your question for sure. So if you guys want, you can just kind of throw it over in the chat, okay? If
I want to add something,
yeah.
So there are so many journeys, the good journey is the Google's journey, which is the messy middle journey. I don't know if you know that journey.
Yeah.
So there are 2 loops. There's infinite loops about exploration and the evaluation, and then you have the triggers. So what happened is you are bringing people on your webinar, and probably people at the exploration stage, they are not, going to evaluate you. So you need to keep them engaged throughout, your value, whatever, because once they are in the loop, you don't want them to be out of the loop, because they're going to go somewhere else because they are exploring, So if they are exploring one time, you're going to have a right trigger. So they have, the right trigger. So this is how, we need to think about our customers or whoever is coming to our system, that we're going to keep them in our loop rather than they're going to go to someone else's loop, because eventually they're going to go, because there was a trigger. That's why they come to watch your webinar. Otherwise they wouldn't. This means, they're not ready, but they are kind of ready, but it's not the right time. So check this thing, messy middle. It's a Google new journey. I love this journey because before we had the journey awareness and all the 5 stages, too much boring stuff. The funnel doesn't happen that way, in stages. It's all about, if you have the right offer at the right time, someone's gonna buy it, because you never know, you know, what's the right time for them. Probably they said, okay, this is the right time. Like I'm following Mike for 1 month, and 2 days ago I said, okay, this is my right time. You know? So, but he was, you know, coming again and again on my TikTok, and so somehow he was engaging me throughout my, you know, journey. Like I was in the loop. So that's what, you know, probably we miss sometimes. We think, oh, this person is not making decision. Probably this person is not ready. You know, that person is going to buy 100%. You know.
No, listen, that's really good advice, really good insight, and you're exactly right. One thing that I like to do, and to piggyback off of what you just said, and thanks for sharing that. Is it a sim? Is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
A sim. So, and welcome, you're new.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, I like to do this, and I know that Burton's gonna love what I'm about to say, but I just like to ask him. You know, I like to so the people that came to the webinar and didn't buy, here's what you can do. Imagine this, right, Trey? So those people get tagged, and then they get an email, and you're like, in the subject line, and you probably have to try some subject lines, but it's like, you didn't buy on the webinar, but did you know this? You know, something to get them opening and you got to get them triggered to feel like, oh, he knows I didn't buy, he knows I'm there. And then I like to get on there, and I like to literally try to either do a free workshop, do a live Zoom like this, and just be like, look, I get it. You know, you didn't want to join, but what can I give you? Where are you at? Like, tell me what is going on, and I will make that for you. I will build that for you. I will understand you. And to me, that's the best thing to do, is like, instead of just trying a different dish each time, not that that's what anybody said. I'm just saying, but that's what a lot of people do. They're like, oh, well, I'll just keep going. And that will work eventually. But I think what the difference is nowadays, and what I was, you know, saying in the beginning here, was you have to segment, but it's not just segmenting. And they always leave this part out, because I've been with some people that are really, really good at email, and they always say segment, but then they don't necessarily say what to do after you segment people. And what you want to do is get in there and be like, you know, just a dumb farmer. And farmers aren't dumb; they're actually really, really smart. I didn't mean it like that, but like, just be like, just play dumb and just be like, well, what do you guys want? You know, I noticed you didn't buy. I noticed you've been following. I know you're in the list. There's something that you came here looking for, obviously, or we wouldn't even be in this situation right now. What do you actually want? What are you looking for that you didn't hear? And then either build that as a low ticket item, or, you know, because if they spend $7 with you and they're still alive and they're like, oh God, I'm not dead. Like it didn't hurt. And then they slowly be like, well, maybe I should do the 97 thing, or maybe I should do the more expensive thing. And, you know, of course, consistency, but I'll say more than anything, getting a good like survey in there. And here's something, guys, please understand something here. There's a lot of tech, there's a lot of tools, there's a lot of amazing stuff out there. And I mean, it's awesome. Like, to a degree in which we probably will never even get the potential out of it. It's so amazing. But what I do know, and what I know is probably the best way, and has just about, I don't even know a place where it's failed me, just get on there with them and flip and ask them, hey guys, I don't want you came here for something, you didn't leave with something. What is it? What do you need? It's kind of like, I think of the person in the store when they come in and the person walks around their store and they're like, can I help you? Like, what, you don't have anything in your hand. You're not coming up here to buy anything. Why did you come in the lumber store and you're leaving with nothing? Do we not have it on the shelf? Is it something that you found out it's not here? Like, just ask them. But you got to set it up in a scenario, because if you ask them, think about right now, the percentage of conversion you have right now, imagine if just another 10% or 5% decided, yeah, just because you decided to take some of your time and go care about them and hold their hand. And that's really all this takes, because the moment you discover that they're just you, almost everybody that comes to you or who comes to me, I can identify myself in them somewhere. And so they're already receptive to you. And if you just open up and say, hey, what's up? it's amazing what happens. It's amazing what happens. And then if you start, if they all kind of come to you with the same thing, then you start to optimize for that. You're like, well, I keep seeing this pattern. Everything is a system. Everything is a system. If an atom is a system of a nucleus and electrons and protons and doing this, and the solar system looks the same as an atom, if you look at it, then everything in between there is a system. So if we're not using systems, it's like we're going against it. It's like we're paddling upstream, and it's just going to be difficult. But if everything that you do goes through a process or a system, you're just going to eventually find where all the holes in the bucket are, and you can plug them. For me, I would say, hey guys, I noticed you came to the webinar, and I want to do a webinar for the people that didn't buy on the webinar. And I promise you that by the end of that webinar, whether you know what to say or not, by the end of that webinar, I will have given you either what you wanted, or I will show you where to get it. And then you will re-scoop those people in. They will feel like, damn, this person is listening to me. And then you can get in there and you can just listen and help and say, guys, was it the price? Okay. What was it? Right. Okay. Ben, you said you got a question. What's up? I seen you down there, brother. You can unmute yourself, by the way. Here, I'll ask you to unmute. Maybe that'll work. What's your question? Are you there?
Not working.
Not working, my mic. Okay. Well, just type your question. No, go ahead. Just type out your question real quick. That's cool.
So I'll tell you a funny story about Airbnb and Y Combinator. So they were in California. They have a famous dialogue. It's one of the most amazing short dialogue. And Paul, he was the head of Y Combinator. He said, okay, what exactly you guys are doing here? He said, okay, we are building one of the biggest, platform in the world for share residence, whatever. I said, okay, where are your customers? I said, in New York. I said, what the hell you are doing in California then? Okay, we don't, we are building a platform. So then he said, if you really want to build a platform, this is the right time to talk to your customer, because this is the only time you're going to talk to your customer. Otherwise, once you're become big, you're not going to talk to your customer. CEOs do not talk to customers, but startup founders. So I remind myself, when you are building a business, you need to talk to your customer to understand their pain points, their desires, aspirations, whatever it is, And he said, go there and build your business over there. You're sitting at the wrong place. If you're thinking you're going to build a platform, no, just, ask your customer. They're going to build your platform,
It's 100% right. And like going and finding the copy, and just when I say go find the copy, I can't tell you how powerful it is to just go pretend you're the customer with the problem and go searching, trying to solve that problem. And whatever comes up, go down into the comments and listen, and just listen to what they're saying. And when you see the pattern start to emerge, all you have to do is grab that pattern and say it back to them. And all of a sudden, it's like they're like, oh God, you're speaking to me, right? Okay, so we do $997 or 3 easy payments of $397. Okay, and then after the $997, is there an ongoing? You're probably making the affiliate fee off of the high level. Is that right?
Well, it's our white label, so I'm making the full 97.
Yeah. Okay, got it. But the $997 gets them in and gets them the stuff, and then they just pay you the $97 a month, and it rolls like that.
Right. So we give them 3 months of the software, and then after that, it's $97 a month. The $997 is the program, the pre-built funnels, systems, everything, emails, 3 months of weekly coaching calls, and traffic secrets.
Perfect. Okay.
So it's a good offer. I mean, I'm looking at all the questions that we asked. It's like, did you like the offer? 77% said yes. Like we've got a lot of really good feedback. We've used this to tweak stuff, but yeah.
Let's be honest, a certain amount of people just aren't going to buy. I don't care what you do, And also for those people though, this is when I say go in and ask, like for instance, because you're like, well, we do $997 or 3 payments of $397. We're only thinking linear right now. If I go in there and ask them, hey, if this were to be the perfect price for you, knowing that it's going to cost you something, what would it be worth to you? And if they're like, oh, well, I can only do, 97, or I can only do, 297 and that's it. What you do is you take that system and you rip out all the goodies and you just give them something that is smaller that takes them up to a place where then they can afford the bigger system. And now all of a sudden you have a simple, you're not building something new. It's like, for instance, Ferrari, okay? Porsche, all of them do this. You can buy the base 911. You can buy the S. You can buy the turbo. You can buy the Turbo S, the GT3 RS, and all of them just get more and more and more and more expensive. You get a 911, the performance difference. And then pretty soon they have already a chart on this because I've been talking to them a lot. Almost 80% of original 911 buyers from Porsche end up upgrading to the S or the Turbo at some point throughout their life. 80%. And that's talking an extra 100 or 200,000 out of these people. So with those people, instead of letting them live on the side and just be like, well, that's, you don't get everybody. How about asking them, well, what would be the price? And say, so if we made something that couldn't go as fast as this machine that we've got here for $997, would that be up your alley? And then you don't have to recreate anything. You just basically take that thing and re-summarize it so that it is what it is. And then they get in and they're like, damn, this 911 is pretty good. I mean, if it had an extra 200-300 horsepower and more handling, geez, that's what they start doing. And then they upgrade to the bigger one. So then you would scoop all this extra cash, no extra creation other than you're duplicating something, ripping out the fundamentals so that they see that it's worth it. And then you can just downcharge on that and just do a one-time thing or however it may look. Okay. Does that make sense? So just think of like how to for instance, this is a beautiful example of what I'm talking about. So, and I'll get to this just in a second. I want to show you guys a couple things before we get out of here. All right. Trey, I see Burton says, I want to get to Ben here because he's been wanting to, he put his thing here. So yeah, the E model. Yeah. The E model. Yeah. So how do I really dial into my customers' demographics? I want to put together a questionnaire, but where do I send it to? Where do I send it to? Are there website that I can send my questionnaire to get about 50 to 100 people to answer the vital questions that I need to know about my audience? Okay. So what I would say before I give like what I would do, my question is, what problem are you solving? Answer that, and then we'll go from there. Because somebody probably has already surveyed the people that have the problem that you might be solving, and then you don't even have to worry about it. Funding business credit, okay? Credit repair. Okay, well, so I know this 1000% has been already demystified. I used to do credit repair. That was like one of my very first businesses way back in the day when I had a magnet on the side of my car, my cheap ass car. I had a little magnet on the side. It was confirmmycredit.com, and I sold it to a lender. Okay, sorry, business funding, moreover. Okay, so first off, what I would do if it were me, just because we've got this new wizard out there, I would go to ChatGPT-4 and I would ask it all the questions that you want to ask them. And I would say, based off the current market of people that are looking for business funding, business credit, and credit repair, what are the top 10 pain points and frustrations and emotions that they have about not being able to get those things? And I would go into it like that. Once I had that answer back, then what I would do is I would take the answer to those things and I would start searching the internet with those pains and frustrations and putting how to, best way. And then what would happen is all these videos, all these answers, all these things would come up. And then all of a sudden you would have verbatim what you need to put out there and you would have all the answers. Number two, what I would do is all the credit. I would go find all the business funding, business credit, credit repair, all those places, and I would go to their reviews and I would just read their reviews, all of them. And by the end of going through all their reviews, whether it's books on Amazon about those things, whether it's going to their Facebook business pages and reading all the reviews, reading through the stuff, people don't want to do this work. And with credit, with AI, you can avoid a lot of it. But if you just go read all the reviews, like all you got to do is go to every single person that's already like servicing your ideal customer, and you just need to read all the reviews. And they will tell you every single thing that you need to know about what you need to say to them to get their attention, number one. Number two, if you did want to build a survey or you did want to build a questionnaire, they would tell you everything you need to ask them. You would know everything that they hate, everything that they love, and everything that could just keep going. All of those things would happen. But what about things like age, race, where they live? ChatGPT can answer every single one of those things. 1000%. Okay. Occupation, all of those things. Have you used ChatGPT 4 and used it to do this type of research? Because yes. Okay. Okay. So let me ask you this. If you're doing credit repair, business credit, and in the funding business, if you do you already have like a product that you're serving them? Like, do you already have those things in line? And is it something that you created? We'll let him answer. What's up, Marie? What's up, Michael? What's up? Okay. I have a ton of content. Okay. I set up GPT, but didn't realize it doesn't keep a history. It does, though. It does keep a history of all your chats. I started with content. I have built products, video products. Okay. So listen, I'm on here to help you. So don't ever get offended by anything that I say. Well, you can if you want to, but just know that I'm doing it for your own health. And I want you to, I'm not going to lie to you for the sake of just making you feel good. I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm here to make you make money. So what I want to say to you is this: how are we building a product to serve a market if we don't know who they are? You understand? How are we building a solution to something and to a problem that's out there if we don't know who has the problem? I have looked at the best content and repurposed it. So if you've looked at the best content, has the content that you've repurposed, does it have comments down below? And if it's the best content, I would assume it's got hundreds of thousands of comments. That is how I built the content. Okay. So you should know who your customer is based off that content. I have an idea of, I have a targeted here. Okay. Hold on. I forgot my own rule right now. And I went down this rabbit hole wrong. Okay. You do not need to define. This is very important. I can't believe I've wasted this much time without thinking about this. We don't need to identify, as you said up here, race, where they live, occupation, age. We don't need to identify any of that stuff. That is how you waste a tremendous amount of time. You need to identify the problem, because if I go, hey, do you have back pain? Are you a white male, 6'2" from Kansas with back pain? That shit don't matter. It's, I know how to solve the back pain problem. So do you have back pain? And everybody that has back pain is going to come to me. If you know the problem that you're solving, all you need to do is speak that into the places that you're trying to use. I don't know what platform you're using, but you just need to talk about the pain that they have, and the way they talk about their pain, that will get their attention. Okay. That will get their attention, and then they will self-identify. This is the biggest mistake in niching and targeting and getting your niche. And I literally was making this mistake with you, sort of, just because you still would want to go do everything that I talked about, because that's where you're going to hear the actual pain and the problems. We're not going after a redheaded single woman with one kid that drives a red Jeep that lives in New Jersey that works a 9-to-5 job at the bank. Right? That's not who we're looking for. We are looking for the people that have the problem that we can solve. And that's what you lead with. You lead with that, because that's what the business is designed to do, is to alleviate the problem, the block, the stop, the struggle, the roadblock. Does this make sense? So if you know the problem and you know how they speak about their problem, then you have what you need to attract them to you, right? When I go on live, probably the reason you're here, Ben, is because I didn't identify you directly. I didn't say, I don't, well, to be honest with you, Ben, at this point, I don't know what you look like because I can't see you. I don't know how old you are. I don't know where you live. I don't know what your occupation is. And I don't know any of these things about you. And yet you're inside of Build Lab right now. And it was only because I was focused on sharing with you that I understand the problem you have. Look at it right here. I understand it. I understand how to solve the problem. Look right here. Here's how to solve it. And if you come in here, I will speed up the process of you solving that problem and will make it easier. So that, to me, let's not waste any time on those other identifiers. It will identify itself. Just for the record. Okay, cool, gotcha. But so that's funny. But I definitely would have you. Oh, I think I do remember, Ben. I think I remember it. I think I remember maybe a profile picture. But anyway, my point is I didn't use those things to get you here. Okay. What I used was the problem that you had. And that's why we all in here are different. Okay. Look at us all. We're all different. You know, like we're all different. And yet we're all here because we have the same common denominator. And that's what you guys want to focus on 100%. Okay. And to me, that is freeing, because I hate thinking about this thing. Now, once you move along, you start to get an identifier, you start to get an avatar. All right. Once you start moving along, the avatar shows up. And pretty soon, as you see, like, people will come in and you'll start to see like who your person is. Right. And I know Russell Brunson talks about, get a picture. I've even said it in the past. But as I go through and as I've learned and as I've gotten better at this, the true thing that we focus on to bring our people in is 1,000,000% the problem, because that's what a business is designed to do, is solve problems, nothing else. It's just designed to do that. Even the most complex 1.3 million people Amazon, they're all 1.3 million people. That whole organism is working together to solve a problem. Okay. And that problem has sub problems within it. And it's like your body. Every cell in your body is working on one problem, and that is keeping you alive. So what you need to understand is the same out there. Okay. All right. So Asim says, I just wrote a prompt for you, although this is a little basic one. Awesome. I love that we got people in here that are absolute gangsters with the AI, man. I'm telling you, yeah. We were on another call, and somebody was telling me about how to create those custom GPTs. And I started building ones for like the VSLs and the email automations. And like, it's amazing. I took my entire brand guide, which is like 68 pages or something, and I stuck it in a custom GPT. And now anything that I want to do, I can go in there and be like, based on what you know about my brand, how would you do this? Or what would you create here? What would you do? And it's like, I mean, it is scary close. Okay, first we create, okay, awesome. So I don't need to do questionnaires. I wouldn't worry about it at this point. There's nothing, I think running quizzes is always a good thing. I think always, in other words, always filtering and segmenting and learning more about your audience is just, I think that's practically mandatory. But in terms of you trying to go out there and hyper, laser target down on a certain specific individual, is only doing the justice of minimizing your reach, because you're only going to go after those people. Instead, if you say, here's the problem I solve, then it opens your world up to so much more, and let them self-select based off the problem they have. And that's why I tell all of you, no matter what you decide to do, what product you decide to create, anything that you decide to do, the most important thing, bar none, without question, is you need to make sure that you are solving a problem that people are actively trying to solve. Here's a good way to think about it. If you're setting in a restaurant with a pocket full of cash and you're thirsty and they serve the best drinks, you could care less about getting a drink. If, though, I take you out and we go do a bunch of work and you're thirsty and water's not readily available, you'll do quite a bit to get a drink. If you're out in the desert and your throat is starting to stick to itself and you know that you're about to die from dehydration, you will drain your bank account to get a cup of water. So what does that mean? That means if the problem is real and the problem is something that needs to be solved, they will empty their bank account to solve it. That doesn't mean you need to empty their bank account to solve it. That means that they are willing to. And what you need to do is solve that problem as efficiently and as quickly as possible. And they will continue to bring you people that will continue to want to spend money with you. Okay. I use WebQuest. Okay. Here's an interesting message from someone who missed a discovery meeting this morning. What do you think? Subject analogy, apology and request for rescheduling. Hi, Burton.
I thought you'd get a laugh out of this.
Interesting. Yeah. So another thing that you can think about too, what makes me, when I hear this message, what it makes me think is especially when I was running a webinar and especially when I was running like jump on calls, one thing that I did was I didn't allow them to reschedule. I didn't allow it. And I told them that it's a one-shot wonder. Like that's it. Because if you don't put rails on things, people get off the rails. And if you don't, it's a very important thing. I hate telling people there's a replay. I hate telling people that they can get it later because they just abuse it. Because it's not because they're abusive. They're just human. Like this is what a human does. Like this is this animal. There's no changing this animal. Some people get better at it, but this animal's this animal. I would literally just, when you do think, it is funny though. What you would do though is I really just say, hey, this is a one-time opportunity, there is no rescheduling. I never let anybody reschedule. And if they didn't show up, I wouldn't do a call with them again. And I tell them that. Now, if they work their ass off to get a call with me again, then I'll consider it. But if they don't, the likelihood of them buying anyway is unlikely. Because I'll tell you what, when you really want something and you really are ready to do something, I shut down everything else to get there. I don't shut down the freedom to get there. You know what I mean? Like if I'm thirsty and I don't have water, everything else goes on hold until I get the water. And that's, to me, I feel it's an indicator that somebody's just kicking tires, right?
Yeah. It doesn't happen to me very often.
This will always happen though. Like even when I was running it's a good like 30% of people will do this. So I use WebQuest to question my future clients. This helped me better understand their needs and know which words they use. Yeah. Okay. I've never heard of WebQuest, but yeah, if it's a tool that works, then great. Very good. So anybody else have any other questions? I want to get to your guys' questions before anything else. Oh, by the
I did put up a question. And I know you've covered it a lot. I'd love to see a case study on what you did with your 7,000 before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
On the quizzes and having a workshop, should we feed it into a free kind of thing or have the free thing that just works to the workshop and then we pitch our paid for offer?
So are you guys seeing how I did the workshop? I knew I had to do a workshop every week because I said that's what I was going to do. And being successful is just doing what you said you were going to do. It's funny enough. But all I did was I was on the live and I told myself, oh yeah, on Wednesdays, I'm going to announce that I have a free workshop the next day. And it was Wednesday and I'm like on the Zoom and I'm on the live on TikTok live. And I was like, yeah, tomorrow we have a workshop and I want you guys to come. It's at, I didn't even know what when it's going to be. What I was like, it's at 1 p.m. Central Time. And I wrote 1 p.m. Central Time on there. And then as soon as I got off the live, I'm like, oh shit. So I wrote up here on my board, it's like create workshop opt-in right now. So when I got done, I went and ate, I came back and I created a 2-page funnel by duplicating another 2-page funnel that I had. So I didn't have to start from scratch. And I literally put on there the free workshop and I made them opt in for it. And it was like, that was it. And we've got, I think there's close to like 57 people registered in one day, which to me is, I'm happy about that. Considering I just literally threw it out of the sky, like, and said, and then I just created an opt-in. So what I do is in all cases, I always try to get an opt-in because I know that the likelihood of them continuing to buy is not likely. And so it's like, or continuing to, come back and check on me is unlikely. So if I can trap them, okay, I'll say trap. All right. If I can trap them into an email list or something, I at least get another shot with them, maybe at least once or twice. So what I would say to you is, get really good at that 2-page funnel. I did a call over, or I did the pocket coaching over it last night. And if you guys are in Build Lab, which obviously you are, and you're not getting the pocket coaching, then you just need to go over to the skool.com/make-once-community, join, and then shoot me a message and I'll just unlock it for you because you guys get the pocket coaching. Okay. The reason I put and I've had this question too, and Burton, I'm not done with you. The reason I do the pocket coaching over in the Skool is because if I put it inside a Build Lab, then they get access to everything over there. And I don't want that. They have to pay for that. So I put it in the free side and just unlock it over there for you. So, okay. And that's a really great thing to do. And last night I said to the pocket coaching was about how to do a free Skool community and then have paid products inside of it. I walked through how to do that. But
now, did you see the guy in Skool who did a Facebook ad for free Skool community? That he was 40 cents to conversion, actually.
That's pretty good.
It's in Skool anyway. It's in this. He showed everything he did. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, no. I think what's the real like deep down question that you're asking?
I guess like when I do the quiz, I get their email and I send them an email. It's automated. So they get the email with the quiz results and that. So if they go to a live event, then it's done. But the TikTok stuff, yeah, that would be that would be maybe captured. It's pretty cold, huh?
Yeah. So, oh yeah, it's cold. So, well, I mean, you're on there talking to him live. Let me just show you what I did. Okay. I think that's probably the best way to look at it here. So let me pull this up and we'll look at this. So, okay, here we go. So inside of my web builder, my funnel builder here, I'm using Go High Level. Okay. I got 50% off for 3 months. So I'm using it. I'm slowly accepting it. It's good. Listen, it's got a lot of power. System is just, it has what you need. Okay. But anyway, let's not get distracted on that. So this right here, inside of here, like I have, I always build like, see these funnels. This is like a 2-step. This is a 1-step, 4-step, 4-step, 2-step, 1-step, 2-step. Okay. I was like a dance move. The 2-step is all I needed real quick because I don't care if they're already in my email list. I have people in like 10 email lists, right? What I do care about is I want to know who's going to show up and I want there to be like an event situation. There we go. Yeah. So what I did in here is I came in here and my 20 hooks lead magnet that honestly didn't do too well. It still converted at like 30%, but it's just not, I mean, it was an idea. I tried it, whatever. It's generating leads, but it's not that out of the other things on there, it's not generating a lot. But if I come down here to the live workshop, all this is, okay, it's a 2-step funnel right here. Okay, 2-step funnel. And this is the amazing page. This thing's converting at 59%, by the way. And this is the page. Okay. It's loading slow right now because of Zoom. But I just created this is so funny to me. It has 29 views and 57 opt-ins. So people literally came here, didn't even watch the video, and just clicked on this and signed up. I'm like, well, shit. So, that's cool. And I also put the registration link inside of the Skool community where they didn't have to, because I already had them. I didn't need them to go here. So I gave them page 2. I just gave them the Zoom registration. So that could be a lot of it. Just to be, completely transparent. But look at this page. It's pretty hard to screw it up. It's like free live workshop. And then in here, I just told them what I was going to tell them on the workshop. I just showed them. There was no preparing. I literally was like, oh shit, I got to get a video on that landing page. And I just got on there. I was like, all right, guys, hey, we're going to do a free live workshop. And here's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you, I had the headline, how to make money online. Nobody's ever used that one. Selling your advice. So very, hardcore, never been used before headline. And I didn't even put it at the top, just free live workshop. And then it was like 1 p.m. Kansas time today. Click here. And then where should we send your ticket to the free workshop? Okay. I wanted it to feel like they were coming to a concert. And then on the next page, I just have this on there. Okay. I just had another video. And I was like, hey, you're awesome. You're smart too. Like, great job. Like, watch this video for the next steps. And that's all that's on this page. And this is a 6-minute video. And I was like, I'm going to deliver some value here so that they're like, well, shit. He's telling me just to register my seat. But he's also showing me how like some funnels work and stuff. So I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and like treat this as a little delivery thing. And I told him, how this all works and stuff like that. And you made a great decision. Go down here and register your seat. And if they click this, it takes them to, I don't know if maybe it probably will. I open an incognito window. It just takes them to this Zoom registration page where it says, join me with this free live Make Once workshop. We will be covering how to make money online selling your advice step by step. And then they can join. And so that's it. And then today at 1 o'clock in 2 hours, I'm going to jump on and we're going to do this thing. And I'll be completely 1000% honest with you. I don't have a single slide ready. I don't have anything ready, but I have a ton of shit, to talk about, and I can show them. And all I got to do is show them the whole entire process, which I do have all over the place. As you guys know, I can take them wherever I want. And I've got 4 offers that I could potentially pitch to them. I wanted to pitch them the $10,000 offer. And then I was like, well, I don't know. And then I was like, well, I'll pitch them the new alpha offer, which I'll show you guys here. And then I was like, well, no, I'll pitch them the pocket coaching. And then I was like, no, I'll pitch them the build lab. So I'm not sure yet which one I'm going to pitch them. But they're going to get pitched. Okay. And then that's it. So all I did was I created a 2-page funnel. I just named it. Oh, this page still says 20 hooks because that was the copy. I made the copy of that one. So perfect. It didn't bother it at all. But I just put live workshop and that's it. So this is the power of like having a funnel. So when I went live today, and then I put the button, the link to this. Okay. Look, I made it wobble. I thought that was cool. ClickFunnels used to do that. So I felt like I was back in the day there. And this one should be pulsing a little bit, but you can't see it. Anyway, the little things we have fun with. But I was just like, just go to makeonce.com. Look how amazing my website is too. And this thing is converting sales every day. I've already had 4 pocket coaching people join today just from the live and I literally just got off the live and came to you here. And all I'm doing, this is my website. Oh, and you guys want to know another secret? This doesn't even do anything. This button doesn't even work because I stole the link to this and I put it over here. But this thing right here, I will tell you, this thing right here is the highest converting thing on here. And all it does is just take them to the Skool Make Once community because I don't have it done yet. So I was like, well, shit, I'm just going to see if it worked. And between this free offer, so this actually takes you to another funnel. And this is the funnel that I copied to make this funnel. I just copied it and turned it white. And then this one right here is converting at like 28%, which is good. Anything above 20, I'm pretty happy with. This one, this 60K in 60 days, this thing is converting at like 70%. It is driving like 30, 40 leads a day. This one's driving like 10 to 15 leads a day. And then they can join Build Lab. That just goes here. This is an old video that I had for Build Lab, and I just threw it on there. Okay. Like, I'd love to be more awesome about all this, but the big point is I'm getting on and I'm like talking about it, and I have something to take them to. So me, I have a free training in an hour working on my slides now. Yeah, exactly. I mean, listen, you can't do this if you don't know what you're talking about. But Burton, for the love of Jesus, you've forgotten more about what you're doing than what you need to know.
Yeah, I've done 4,000 hours of English coaching.
Yeah, so let's be honest here. You
but-
could throw a workshop up right now, blow their minds, and make an offer at the end of it, and you're going to convert some stuff.
Now, question for you, Mike. I'm also working on my teach to teacher thing. I've had a lot of interest in it. I just put a couple posts like, I make $100 an hour kind of thing, and all kinds of people reached out to me. How daring can you be in these big Facebook groups and that you're not kind of gaming it, daring as far as putting a hook up, to attract people? Like, it wouldn't be really good to say, hey, I'm doing a free workshop next week in a big Facebook group. You wouldn't last very long in the group, would you?
Yeah, no problem. Well, I don't really,
like, my audience hangs out in some of these big groups. There'll be 50,000 English teachers and coaches and that in these groups.
So one thing I think about you a lot, Burton, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think about you a lot because I always ask myself, and I wonder, like, what makes you hesitate to just create a page like this, and just hear me out, because I know you're doing most of this, right? Okay, and this, I'm not slapping you or anything. Okay,
Yeah.
I just when I think about you and your ability and your quality and your stuff and all that you have and all that you know, all I think about is why we don't just have a simple like 2-step funnel like this, and or more, like the 4-step funnel where it has like the order form and all that stuff. Why do we not just like have that and just keep driving people to that and convert those people into sales?
Yeah, I do have a free course that is pretty good, and but it's not converting very well.
Well, then it's not pretty good. It's not pretty
No.
good then. Okay. No.
Well, they're not.
You need to try something else though.
Yeah, but the quiz seems to be quite appealing to these people. And
Well,
it's kind of a funnel. You capture their email.
No, it is a
send them an
funnel.
email.
It is a funnel, but what? So listen, with all my heart and love, just
And
please.
you can't insult me, Mike.
Well, I'm not trying to, I know that, but I never want you to think that like I'm trying to like, I don't know. I just have to say that shit. Okay. So listen, this right here, when I think about everybody and everything, this has made me multiple 7. This right here. This right here. And when you see me using a 2-page funnel, I just leave the back off of here because I have it built somewhere else that I drive them to. I just use a link to take them over to that instead of building out the 4 pages again, because I already have these 2 pages already built somewhere. And then after this one, I can just link them to it. Only point that I am trying to make, and the only thing that I want to say is traffic from here, drive them into this, follow up with emails, sell it. There is nothing else. So doing all these things, quiz, you already know so much about you have 4,000 hours. You know the people, right? So all you need is a really solid ass lead magnet, which is the VSL video. And, you know, the lead magnet is they opt in. If it is not converting, if the free course that you have now is not converting the way you want, then you need to change it.
Yeah.
That's it. And don't get romantic about it. Like, I have a bazillion different offers that I try and test all the time. And, you know, you just have to keep testing that offer. But what makes it work is you've got this simple system here. You've got follow-up emails, fortunes in the follow-up. You're driving traffic from wherever the hell you want. Okay. Pick one. And then you're driving them into a page with everything that on it that they want. And then you're selling them on the next page with a video that sells them. And then that's it. These are just, you know, order form and receipt pages. These pages are basically just, they can be as plain as you want. It all the magic is on page 2. And, you know, you've got to get them in there. So when I think about it, I see people doing all these things, and I'm like, and I hear people say, well, Mike, you keep, you know, I had a guy yesterday or the day before, but you keep changing what you're doing. I've never changed from this. Ever. I've never changed from this. It's always been this. It's never changed from this. Ever. This is how you do. It's not like, and I'm not just talking to you, Burton. It's not like, it'd be like this is how you play basketball. You got, you know, the dribbling, the shooting, and the passing. This doesn't change. This is how you do internet business right here. You have traffic, you have attract, convert, deliver. This is how you can convert. If you have a funnel that is a quiz, that's great, but a quiz on its own and getting a bunch of answers doesn't put money in your pocket. What does is where you make an offer to them and sell them something. So you have to have that integrated into it somewhere. If you're going to use so if this right here for you, let me get a damn thing so I can poke at this. When you turn this baby red, is yellow maybe better? Yellow maybe better? Yeah, yellow better. Okay. So if this right here is a quiz for you, or, you know, this would be the quiz instead of just an opt-in.
Yeah.
If this is a quiz, then you've got to have something where you're selling them something. This is not a question. This is not like, you know, should I or shouldn't I? It's like playing basketball and not passing or shooting. You're not going to, it doesn't work. Yeah.
That's if a person's using a VSL. Now, if you're using
no, you're missing it. You're missing it.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is okay. And I didn't mean to like.
This is the squeeze page.
No, you've got to have a page where you are selling them and asking them to buy.
Okay.
Period. I don't care what it can be I don't care what it is. It's just a page that has a proposition and a way to buy. Now, I find that, you know, the VSL, well, I'll say this. I haven't found anything that can beat it.
Well, a live call with a live person would beat it.
Yeah, but to get them on a live call and to get them to schedule, that's what this is right here. Because see, look, this button, you can schedule a strategy session, or you can hit this button and just go buy it yourself. And I put those on there not because you need to have both of them on there. You just would have one or the other, and that's the difference.
Okay. Now, I don't disclose my pricing until I meet them at a call.
Okay, so you have a call. You don't have this.
People ask me all day long what my price is, and I won't tell them unless we do a discovery call, because I don't know what they need anyway.
Right. Okay. Well, that's fine. But then when they opt in here, you have to generate a lead. Yeah. If you're not generating leads, you are going to struggle. You are going to work 5 times, 10, 100 times harder. and it doesn't make any sense. It's
Yeah.
not, it's like, it's a necessary thing. You have to have leads.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah,
I did
okay.
a live session this morning. I got a couple good leads, people that booked phone calls.
Here's another
Or-
thing that I've discovered over the last 15 years. When you consistently generate about, I really want to say about 30 leads a month, or not, sorry, 30 leads a day, that's when
That would be
things start
great.
to turn on.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah. The only thing stopping most people from getting leads every day is two things. Number one, they don't have something that can actually generate a lead, like a page that turns somebody in from a viewer. You have to deplatform people. These people are just a bunch of fish out in the sea. You have to get them into the boat. You have to deplatform people and put them into your boat, and then they go in the live well, which is your list. Most people that don't generate a lot of leads just don't have something to generate leads. Number two, the reason they're not generating leads is they're not talking about what these fish aren't coming over here because they don't have a reason to. And you're not doing the activities over here, and you're not saying the things that they care about to get them over here. Okay, so once we hit about 30 leads a day is when the real magic starts to show up in the game. The next thing is the reason they now I know okay, and so I've had people in the past that have a lot of leads and they're not making money, and they're like, "See, Mike?" I'm like, "Where are you selling them at?" Well, okay. You've got to have something. When somebody opts in for this right here, okay? When somebody opts in for this right here and they go to here, they are, this moment, this second between here and here is a magical moment because they are at the highest, they're at this like peak of like they're so ready and they're so primed and ready that when you get them on this next page, you want to be like, "Hey, awesome. I'm glad to hear. Listen, before we get into this, I'm going to show you and give you what you want. Before we do that, I sent you a very special bonus training or bonus something to your email. So make sure you go in there and get that. Matter of fact, if you want, just pause this right now and go make sure you go find that email, click it, and get in there and grab that thing, please. Now, assuming you've done that, let's jump into this. What I'm going to share with you in this video is how to get exactly what you want, and then whatever that may be. And so, and at the end, I'm going to really just connect all the dots for you. So you're going to want to stay to the end, and I've got something really special for you. Now, let me ask you, does this describe you? Everything you're just saying back to them what you had found about them out there where they said that this describes me. This is the going into the comments. This is finding what they're saying about their own problem. And you literally say 3 or 4 of those back to them. You want them to be doing this in the first minute of the video because they're like, "Yep, this person literally just described me to a T. I've got to listen because he or she is up to something here that I must know." After you've described the problem, you're like, "Now let's go through what you need to do to solve it." Now that you know what you need to solve it, you've got 2 options. Option 1, keep trying to figure it out on your own. It's going to take longer. It's going to be harder. Most people even give up. It's going to be more stressful. It's not going to be a lot of fun. It'll probably be more expensive. Or B, you can come with me. It'll be faster. It'll be easier. It'll be more fun. You won't give up because we'll be there to hold you accountable, and we're going to work with you and help you. Now, let me explain what it looks like if you do the right thing, which is work with us. Here's what it's like to work with us. Here's what it looks like. Here's how it works. Here's what you can expect. Now, I don't work with just everybody. I only work with people that are like this. So if you're like this, then this works. This is going to work for you. This can work for you. I can help you. You can be a part of the thing. Now, here's the other thing. Because I want to make sure that you get the help that you need, I am going to limit the amount of people that I can have in here because physics tells us There's only so much energy. And so what I want to say is, if you're serious about this and you don't want this to go away, I need you to book a call. So over the next 4 days, I've opened up my schedule, and spots are limited. So if you get in, you get in. If you don't, you don't. I'm sorry. But if you're serious about this, then I need you to schedule a call. Here's what happens when you schedule a call. You click the Let's Talk button. It takes you to a calendar page. You pick the time, you pick the day, you fill out a few questions so that we don't have to waste time on getting those answers on the call. And instead, on this free strategy call, we will walk through exactly where you're at, where you want to be, and the block that's stopping you from getting to where you want to be. And when you leave that call, whether you work with us or not, I promise you will leave with a game plan that's going to help you have a way better 2024 than you had in 2023. So if you're serious about this and you want to be part of the people that don't have to waste a bunch of time, energy, money, and everything, go ahead and click that button, and I'll see you on that call.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Or you tell them to buy the thing if it's
Yeah.
the case of that.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking maybe a minor offer to the bigger offer too, just the hybrid offer. I've just got to drop out for a minute there, Mike.
Yeah. You're fine. You're fine. Okay. Let me pause this. Okay, cool. Damn, Mike nailed it. Like he's been doing this for years or something. Yeah, that little pitch has been the pitch forever. And it works. It freaking works. It's just the how can I generate 30 leads a day? You've got to just show up. You've got to just show up. You've got to just show up and have something that they want. It's nothing fancy. There's nothing fantastical about this. It's not that I'm some kind of wizard in sales or something like this. All this truly is the fact that we literally just need to show up with what they want. If somebody's crawling through the desert, scaly and dry and like, they want something to drink. So you offer that to them and they will drink it. They will get it. They will want it. And that is it. If people are not opting into your stuff, it's two things. One, they don't know you exist because you're not out there existing where they are on the internet. Two, if they do know that you exist and they do show up and they're not opting in, it's because they don't want to. If somebody's dying in the desert needing a drink of water, they will empty their bank account to get a drink of water. This is true. If you are literally dying, you've got moments to live unless you get a glass of water, and they're like, well, you're going to have to give us everything you have to get this glass of water. Are you going to do that, or are you going to just die? Okay. So, and don't get literal, for the crying out loud. Just, okay. So if you don't have that problem, you won't be willing to do that. So whatever it is that they want, you need to not be like, well, I don't want to give them exactly what they want because then they won't buy from me. No, that's called you're being dumb. Porsche doesn't go, I know you really, really want to spend $100,000 on this 911, and I know you just want to test drive it first and you want to feel it, but nah, I don't think so. I can't let you take this around the block because I just don't, why would I do that? You see how stupid that sounds? So if you know your people really want this thing, give it to them for free. I didn't say give them the car to keep for the, how about, I know you really want this 911 Porsche. Just for the next year, I want you to just on me, just take it, drive it. Okay. And then if you really want it afterwards, you can have it. If not, just give it back to us. That's dumb. What you do is, listen, first, let's pull your credit. Let's make sure that you can afford this damn thing. And if you can, we'll let you take it out on a spin around the block here, but we're going to ride with you. Okay. And wipe your shoes off. So like what I'm trying to say is give them that. That's what the lead magnet is. It's like, come here, feel it. Let's walk through it. Let me show you, demonstrate it. Look, turn the air on, listen to the music. Feel that? Oh, yeah. You see what this thing is, right? That's how you do it. That's the lead magnet. And if you don't give them what they want, they ain't coming. So find it. They'll tell you what they want too. This is the greatest thing. they're not keeping it a secret. For God's sakes, they're literally screaming it, and you're just not listening. You're not looking. You're not taking the obvious thing and just saying it back to them. People literally, you guys are, look at the comments here. Look at this. Every day, I just have my favorite people telling me the problem. And so I just say it into where everybody at. I'm like, it's like I'm fishing. And I see the fish. Whoa, they keep eating those little things that are about this long and shiny that do this. I should get something that's shiny and does this and put a hook in it and throw it in there tomorrow where they're at, and then keep throwing it in there until one of them sees it. And then it's nothing more complicated than that. And I get it that you feel that it is, or that it seems like it is, because I did the same stupid crap. I did. It was just, I didn't know. I was ignorant. I was trying to make it more complicated than it was. But if you only go fishing, think about this. If you only cast once a day and you fish every other day or every 3 days, how many fish are you going to catch? What's your success rate? 1 cast per day every 3 days. Like, what are you doing? And then don't put a hook in it. Make it even harder, right? And then don't put on there what they want. Put something else on there. I mean, huh? But what if you knew what they wanted to eat, because you just went and looked at what they were eating, and you stuck it on there, and you casted 3 or 4 times a day, every day, and you literally just you were live in the, you were there, you don't have a fishing pole on a machine out there doing it like this, like a post. You're literally live, right? Ads are like putting it on like a little radar thing and it follows them around. Okay. Obviously that would work. It just follows the fish around in the pond. That's ads. Okay. But that machine, you got to feed that machine money. Most people aren't in a position to feed that machine yet. But organically, you can still post, if every day at 9 in the morning, 12 at noon, 3 in the PM, 6 at night, you went out and you casted, and then you went live once a day, you were there live. You were like, oh, there's one. You got like a net. And you did that every day for 365 days, you would have so much damn fish. You'd be sick of fish. You'd be selling fish to other people. And that's what you do. You pay somebody else to do shit for you. You buy ads. This is nothing more than this. If nobody's coming to your thing, it's because nobody either knows you exist or whatever you're talking about, they don't want. Don't be like, well, I just need to show it to more fish. No, it's a block of wood, dude. They don't eat wood. Yeah, but I think they do. No, don't think. What are they eating? And this is the magic of it all. Trey and I, we just talked about this, right? Is Trey on here still? Trey and I just talked. He came to me and he's like, man, I was like, what was the last thing you were doing where you were crushing it? And he told me what he was doing. And I was like, dude, I think that's it, man. It seems like if that's what you were catching fish with before. And then he just went in and he just slipped it around. Yeah, I got you. You're fine. He went in and slipped it around. And now he's like, it's converting. Cause he's like, oh yeah, I forgot that those fish wanted this bait. I'm serious. And this should make you very happy. This should make you excited because it's really just a consistency game. It's just to find what the fish wants. It's pretty easy. Everybody that's on here right now, there's already somebody out there doing what you do. Oh, sorry, Alicia, I didn't even see you. You got to yell at me, girlfriend. So what's up? What's going on?
No, it's okay. I wanted to know your thoughts on payment plans because with the group that I have, it's going to be between like $1,500 to like $2,000 a year. And so my first mind is like, I feel like my ideal client would have the money and they wouldn't need installment plans. And because what I don't want to do is I don't want to attract a whole bunch of people that are like in this great need of a job, because then it puts a lot of weight on me to have to get them results. And that's just not what this group is about. but I want to know if I'm going to like shoot myself in the foot too if I don't offer installment plans. So I just want to kind of know like what are the pros and cons of that?
Here's how I think about payment plans, and I
Okay.
haven't had to think any much more about it because this worked. So if
Okay.
this stops working, then I'll think more about it. I don't
Okay.
go more than 3. I don't tell them that they have 3 options though. Okay. So
Okay.
let me explain how that goes.
Okay.
If are you getting on the phone with anybody?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So this may be where there's there's going to be like a little follow up to it kind of thing. So I'll explain.
Okay.
First off, what I would do is here's the price. It's $10,000. Okay. Well, okay, cool. Well, let me ask you something. If I broke it up into 2 payments, would that make sense? And they're like, well, uh, could you do 3? Mm, If I do 3, would you do it? Yeah. All right, let's do it. I wouldn't allow 4. So no more than 3 payments. When it comes to a payment plan on a higher ticket item, no more than 3 payments. And here's why. Because most of the time, when you get into a position where you could start running ads, if you get outside of 3 now, if you're charging, you know, you're charging what, $2,000 you said?
Yeah. Per
Okay.
year.
Per
Mhm.
year? Okay. I probably wouldn't even do, yeah, no more than 3 payments. Okay. And
Okay.
so that's it. But it doesn't, if you tell them that if it's on the page already,
Mhm.
they'll typically always take that, right?
Okay.
They'll typically always, why wouldn't they?
Right. Okay.
But we don't want to do that, and we still want to be able to offer that. So if they come to the page and they don't want, or they don't buy the single payment, that's when you have the follow-up email stuff going, hey, I'm doing a live workshop, and I know there's a lot of you that probably really want this, but maybe it's just kind of felt out of reach in terms of like what it might cost. So I've got a training that I want to give you to show you how you could maybe make this still work. And then you bring them onto that and you say, I'm going to be doing something very special. I'm going to make a special offer here. But it's only for the people that show up that you're right there, you're ready, but you just can't quite bite off that payment or that investment. I've got something special that I want to do for you. Okay. And then the people that get on there, obviously the people that they want to buy it, but they didn't because of that particular reason. And then you can say, you can do a 2 payment, and this can be an evergreen thing too, by the way. You can make it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it comes, so when somebody opts in, right? How does your process go?
Okay, so like that would have to be the first thing. I would have to get them to opt in and see how much it costs because I don't have that right now.
Yeah. Okay. So
Okay.
assuming that here, let's look at this again. So assuming you've got like a
Okay.
funnel like so, okay. If you've got this funnel, let's assume that this is the funnel. I would make another page like this and possibly for possibly maybe even, no, I would probably just do another page like this. So let's say you had your free offer thing where you're talking about it out here on all your stuff, and they're coming over to learn more and get closer to their answer. So they opt in for that. And then in here, you explain to them everything that you have, why they want it, the benefits, yada, yada, yada. And then if they want it, you make that call to action at the end and they go over here and they buy it. Okay.
Okay. Mhm.
But this is the full ticket one. There's nothing else on there. And
Okay.
so the people that came in here and went to this process, so if they opted in, we just assume they came to this page. If they didn't buy, which will be the majority of people, they'll be down here in this email list thing. These emails that follow up with them, okay, the first 3 emails, I'm still trying to get them back to buy the full ticket thing. I'll be like, you came in, you watched the thing and you didn't buy. What's going on? I get it. Life gets in the way. No big deal. Why don't you go back and buy it?
Okay.
It's a kind of an email like that. And then I send another one and another one. If I've hit them 3 times and I assume they watched it, I assume they've seen these emails, I'm not worried about the scraggling, like lower percent of people. Not that they are that, but the people, just some people are not going to buy. Okay. I'm only the people that are serious though, they will be getting these emails. And as they continue out here, and then they're in here, and then they're out here, they will continue to, and then they'll come back and watch, and they just do this like loop-de-hooey thing. Like the guy that was just on here a moment ago, if he's still on, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, no, yes, no. Okay. So anyway, he was like, I've been following Mike for months, and then I finally, here I am. Okay. So there'll be that because he's watching me live. He's seeing my post. He comes back to watch the video, and he gets that going. Those people are going through here. About down in here in this area, okay, after about 3 emails, that's when I want to pop these emails down here and be like, I know from doing this and just how humans are, some of you are really wanting this, but you're just, it's just a little bit out of reach. So I want to do something special for you because I get it. Okay. You get in the boat with them, right? You're not like, hey, you dummies, and I don't think you say that, but there's other people watching. Okay. So you'd say to them, listen, I get it. I understand. That's why I've put together a new free training, and I've got something special in there for you that, I'm not going to offer for very long just because I can't. Okay. You get them in there. And then this goes to the same exact page, only duplicated. So it's just another page that lives, over here, let's say. And on that one, you can make that 2-payment or 3-payment offer. I would make 2-payment, and then I would say, if that's still not, going to do it, or if you're still struggling, just reply by email and let's see what we can work out. Maybe we can work something out. And then a very finite few people would send an email or something, and then you email them back or something and be like, what do I need to break it up one more time or something? Or you could go down another layer and say, I've got something else. We did another workshop. We did this thing, and this can all be premeditated. It can all be pre-designed. But essentially what you're doing is, as they get longer down in the chain, if they're still not buying, why not offer a 3-payment? Later on, do the same thing and say, guys, I cannot, obviously you've seen I had a 2-payment. I heard you, and I've got this 3-payment, and then put like a timer on the page and be like, but this goes away at a certain time, and or don't even worry about the timer, but you can just say, this can't be offered for very long. I'm not going to do this for much longer. I don't know how much longer this is going to be around. And you can be honest about that. You can be like, I don't know how long I can really do this, but if for those of you that weren't able to take up on the 2-payment, I've got something special for you here, and this is it. I mean, I can't do better than this. And frankly, I don't even know how long it's going to be around, because you don't. And offer the 3-payment. And that's just built into it, and you might grab a little bit more people, right? But on a $2,000 thing, I don't know if you got to stretch out to 3. But if you're not getting on a call, $2,000, you're right at that price point where they're just about needing to talk to somebody. And what I like about Go High Level, it's got like a little chat thing where it actually does talk to them without you. That's one of the things that I really liked about it, because I'm like, if I can program this chat thing to like talk to them without me having to talk to them, but I'm still covering all the questions that I know that they have, this could be the tipping point to grab 2-3% more sales, which could mean an extra $100,000 a year. So, but again, I don't know how necessary that is, but you can have those types of things running in the background. It's just pretty much like the iPhone. Okay. The computers, the cars. You can go buy a Porsche right now for a car payment. And this is a $250,000 machine. And they allow lease payments, swap a lease, 72 months, 6. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't be too fantastical about what you have and how you won't take it, because anytime people are giving you money, we don't want to shut this off. You know what I mean? So I would just explore with that. That's what's so powerful about the follow-up thing down here. You can learn about them, you can offer them other things, and it can be pre-designed, and just they can go to it. Because you can tell your automations like, okay, well, about this email, let's start linking to this other thing. and then a few emails. You can have normal pushing back here, and then link to this other thing, because not everybody's going to see it. Some people will grab the email later. It doesn't matter, as long as you're getting more out than you're putting in, right? As long as you're profiting and you're living a lifestyle that you want to live. If you have to do a bunch of things that just make you want to pull your hair out, well, then you need to adjust things. But there's nothing wrong with offering, you know, because what we're giving them is a digital thing. It's not like we're back here you know, in the mill, like working on stuff. It's like you create this stuff. And for the people that don't, huh?
Go
What's
ahead.
that?
I'm sorry.
No. What'd you say?
No, I was gonna say, because okay, right now I just have the sales page just kind of out there. So what you're saying is that I should kind of put some kind of like gated thing there, like to where they have to enter in their email and stuff.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, so again, when somebody comes in here, I just want to make this clear, because you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right there.
Okay.
This is where, and I really want to make this clear, and this is not just for you, Alicia, but thank you for priming it. Every single person that's on here right now and that would ever become on here, what you see on the screen right now can generate 7 figures selling digital products with nothing else. Well, your course thing, you know, I don't have that on here, the course part, but you know, if they buy here, then they go to Skool or whatever your platform is that you teach them on, right? Wherever the product's at. Okay. But this right here can generate multiple 7 figures. Okay. So in addition to this, when you come down in here, you can take this right here, this page, and you can literally make payment pages. You can come up with all different ways for them to buy the thing, because what they're buying is something that's digital that you made one time, and you can just sell it over and over and over and over again without extra cost. So by not adjusting or making a tiered option down below, you're just leaving money on the table. Okay. But to get now to your answer to what you said, Alicia, they've already opted in and they're already on the email list. So we don't need to make them opt in for anything else. We can, but we don't need to, because they're already down here. They're already in our fishing bucket. We just got to keep dropping.
Right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you don't add, because when we think about adding things, it's like we get confused and we get like screwed up. Just know that this main machine that brings things in, okay, they're in there. Now we just need, we're not saying the right things to them, or they're not the right people, but for the people that are the right, let's give them different options to buy. This machine though, like for instance, I don't know if Burton, okay. So I was saying how, you know, you guys look inside of here, let's go there right now. You guys were looking inside of, whoops, you can't see the whole screen. Hold on. I don't even know how many of these machines I've made, but it's not because the machine doesn't work. It's because this page is not connecting with them. So I'll keep adjusting the headline, the bullets, until this page is getting throughput. You know, I want people to come through this thing. And if it's wherever they're getting hung up, like let's say people are coming from here to here. Well, good. That what I'm saying out here is getting them here. But if they're not going from here to here, what's the problem? This thing. Well, I adjust this until it's getting them here. And if they're not going from here to the purchase, then this is the problem. Then I'll work on this until this works, and then they convert. All right. Well, down here, it's the same kind of thing. If I keep sending emails and they're not going here to go here, or they're not going from here to buy, then I need to fix these. And then sometimes they get tired of this message, but I keep the machine the same. I just change this message. I start to focus on whatever people throughout my career. It's been email that it'll go hot for a while. Right now it's content marketing. And I've cycled through content marketing many times. I start talking about content marketing again. It's like, oh shit, what are we going to do this time? what's the new hype word out there? You know, right now it's AI, Chat GPT, but it's the same damn thing. So all you need to do is get really masterful at this. And so Alicia, with all the people that come in here, first off, if they're going from here to here, you're saying something that matters. Right.
Well, and I guess that's what I was asking, like, because right now, like any ways to like work with me, you just go straight on the sales page. So I was saying like, so what you're saying is kind of best to just always have like a certain either free training or, right?
Well, this is what we do know. Okay. Let me show you this. This is a very good thing to learn. So let's assume, let me just get this off of here. Okay. So let's assume we've got this same thing. Let me duplicate this. Okay. And let's assume that the traffic is going straight to this page and let me get this smaller down here. But it's the same thing. Okay. I'm just going to make it smaller so it fits. Okay. So we've got two things going on here. They're both getting traffic from social media. So here, I'll probably use this. Thank you for helping me build slides. This is how this works, by the way. This is how you get slides, by answering actual questions. Okay. So let's assume that we've got this one and we've got this other one. Okay. One is going to a landing page and then, you know, this one up here. So we've got this one. Let me do this. And then we've got this one. I'll change the color. Okay. We've got these two things. If we run 100 people, so let me put 100 on here. We run 100 people to this one. These are real numbers, by the way. If we run 100 people to this one, 20% of those people, if you just set it up correctly and you're doing it right, you should have about 20% opt-in rate. Okay. 20% of those people will give you their email. So now we've got, let me get a text here. Okay. Now we've got 20 people going through our automations. All right. Because 20% of the people that hit this page will come over here. These are real numbers. If we send them straight to a sales page, we find if you're awesome, and I mean awesome, you will get 1 to 5%. Okay. And I say awesome for the 5%. But on average, you can just assume you're going to get about 2%. So that means if I send 100 people here, I will get, if I'm doing an amazing job and I'm hitting all the bells, I will have 2 people buy. Okay. But what we found here is of the 20% of the people that go through here and you follow up with them with at least about 20 emails. That doesn't mean it takes 20 emails, but they said it takes about 20 touch points. You will get 30% of those people over time to purchase. So if we keep running these numbers, you will outrun this scenario down here where you're running straight to a sales page. You will beat it by like, it's like exponential on a graph. When you graph it out, they don't even live in the same area. So why is that? Well, people on average need to know, like, and trust before they're going to purchase. So going this route, the know, like, and trust happens so much faster because there's all of this. If you send 100 people here, they don't get all of this because it isn't there. Because they're just, if they don't buy, they don't get no emails. They're not opting in. They're not a lead. They're not nothing. They visited, they didn't buy. Well, hopefully I can reach them again on social. Hopefully they see me again. Does this make sense? Are you guys seeing what I'm saying here?
Yes. Perfect sense.
Yeah. So if you're not, it's people buy from people they know, like, and trust. We know this. This is like, okay. Up here, I thought I needed that email thing. It's actually not down there. So, okay. So this top one will always convert more, always convert more than just running them straight to a sales page. And it'll take longer for a couple reasons. Number one reason is you're going to have to hope and pray that when they go out on social media again, they come across your stuff. Once they do this thing, they will come across it for sure, because I'm going to be emailing them and I know that I can get to them. The chances of you getting to them are so much higher because you got them in your bucket. You can just be like, you can throw a dart down in there and get them. And so the consistency happens so much higher here. You convert them so much higher, faster, because they learn to know, like, and trust you at I mean, thousands of times faster than hoping that they just keep coming out here and seeing your thing and going back to the page. So when we're sending them just straight to the page, that doesn't work like it does if you send them here. And you get a lead. Here you don't get a lead. Does this make sense? Hello? Anybody?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So that's why we do that. All right. Okay, I'm listening. My training is starting. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, and I got to get off here too anyway in like 5 minutes. So does anybody have any questions? Oh, real quick. So this is, I wanted to show you this real quick. Can you guys see this little setup? This is my little going live setup. I've had like so many people ask. So I thought, well, hell. So this was today's little setup. Okay. I've just got this little light shining on this because sometimes I do it at night and it needs some light on it. Okay. No questions. Have a great week. Awesome. All right, Michael. Michael, reach out. I know we were supposed to, whenever your buddy gets back, hit me up. This is a little light. This little light of mine. So this little light here. And then this holds this. I got a little note holder here. Okay. If you can see it, will do. He's still, okay, cool. Sounds good. So, I don't know if you guys can see, but, this SpaceX rocket is mandatory in your setup for it to work. No, but I've got a little phone holder here, my little charger here. Okay. And then I've got my little spare board down here if I got to like go into something without erasing my big board. I've got my call to action thing at the top there. Okay. If you can see, I don't know if you guys can see this, but if you can see up here, this is my little call to action thing up here. This is whatever we're going to talk about today, and then, so there's that setup. And then this board, like I could start talking about it on here. That's what's cool. Every one of these boards, I take a picture of it in my phone, because if at any time I'm like, what do I can just zip into my phone, grab something that I've used before, and poof, I'm ready to go at any moment, anywhere, anytime. And I can use these at some point. I'm probably going to take all my whiteboards, even though they're ugly like this and all scribbly. I'm going to take them and I'll put them all in I'm going to go to Amazon and just make them all into a booklet. And I'll be like, buy every whiteboard drawing I've ever done, for, I don't know. Nobody will probably buy that, but it's a dream. Okay. So there's that. And then this is, these are some, so I've got the pocket coaching. That's kind of new. We're doing that. Okay. That's already rocking and rolling. This alpha thing, okay, digital business boot camp really rolls good. Digital business launchpad kind of doesn't roll as good, but the boot camp thing. Anyway, this is going to be an 8-week program. I'm going to let people in on an early bird for $497, and then the regular price is going to go to $799. This is going to live over in where the pocket coaching lives. It's going to live over in the Make Once community, and it's kind of like it's this weird thing. Back when we were selling supplements, my buddy and I, where we created our own supplement and everything, we created a supplement that was the exact same supplement to compete against ours. So this is what I'm doing. This is my process and thought process behind this. Okay. It may not work, but I'm like, I'm going to create something that's just a little bit cheaper than Build Lab that will compete with it, kinda. For the most part, it'll be kind of like a competition thing. But this is going to show them how to sell their advice online step by step over an 8-week process. But it's just at that price point where they're like, well, maybe I should just join Build Lab. It's only $200 more, or, it's only this much. Because when we created our competing product, it was funny. we would sell our core product to the nutraceutical companies or to the like health food stores, and then we would call back later, and we would call back and try to sell them our other product. And it was so funny, the competing products caused us to sell more of both, and it was kind of funny. So I just thought, how can I do that here? I'm going to try that. And then and I wanted to create a product that would really, basically, it's just going to be a refreshing thing that I'm going to add to Build Lab. You guys get access to the alpha thing already, so don't go buying this shit. Okay, you already get access to that. Now this one you don't get access to. This is going to be my Escape Velocity Mastermind. It's going to be either $997 a month, or it's going to be $10,000 a year. It's limited to 100 members, and it's a 12-month program. And I'm basically just, we're going to hold hands until you're there. Like everything that it's only 100 people. Oh, and this is going to have in-person stuff too. Like I want to meet once a quarter. Okay. So this thing is, I've always wanted to do it, and this is what it is. And I think it's necessary. A lot of people have been wanting it, and it's literally like we're going to get you there if you show up. Okay. And I mean, for $1,000 a month or $10,000 a year to make, forever 6 and 7 figures, that would be great. Maybe alpha could be program learning. Program learning? What do you mean? I can't hear you, Burton.
Yeah. Program learning is you have 10 sessions or something, and each session is defined with a mission right from the beginning. And I mean, people can ask for enlightenment and everything through it, but it's more of a task orientated thing. You bang, 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 bang. So at the end of it, they have this, but they still get to talk to you.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's going to be the difference though with the alpha, is there's going to be a call that goes into the Make Once community, the free community. And I'm going to probably do it just once a month. I'll have one call in there a month. And that's what you get access to as an alpha member. If you come in there and you join the alpha program, they don't get the weekly calls twice a week like we're doing now. They don't get, they don't get the community with the people in there that are getting on the calls and doing everything over there. So Build Lab is going to be like the ultimate thing, but the alpha program is going to get them there. Like it's just more of a self-directed, it will have tasks at the end of each week. And then by the end of the 8 weeks, they'll have their program built and ready to go, but they just don't get the same type of access to me, nor do they get the same type of community, nor do they get all the other stuff. And they don't get the pocket coaching unless they, pay for that as a separate thing. So I just know that price point and that type of program is really powerful, but you guys will get access to that being a part of Build Lab. So yeah, that's that. Did you guys have any other questions? No?
I would love to share my screen and get beat up a bit.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's get you.
So I have quite a bit done. I have an email sequence. I have my domain. I have 6 level funnel. Let's see, where am I at? Okay, here we go. So I don't know if you just want to breeze through it. I don't know if you like.
Yeah, so let's see here. So privacy and terms. So you get the success calendar, opt-in, VSL video. Okay, so we've got 2 opt-ins. Did you put that there for?
Yeah, it's kind of hodgepodgey. I was trying just to put like everything in there, and I don't know if it's all in the right place, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
So that's
yeah.
probably
So
where.
show me page 1. Just view funnel step there on the right. Oh wait, I've got my little pin. Somebody needs to go. Somebody needs to go beat up Bajan. Where's he at? Where's this man at?
I know.
Bajan.
I'm kind of worried about him. He was actually in San Diego.
I know. So, okay, so this is the landing page, right?
It is.
Okay. So the first thing we see is this.
Yes.
I would put this as the first thing.
Okay.
And then
Okay. So
if this is
above it?
if this is, well, just since this is more a logo thing, I
Uh-huh.
would, and I know it's probably like more than just a logo type thing, but you remember when somebody's coming here and they have no clue whatsoever who you are or what's going on,
Okay.
this could be a pot of gold. They don't care. Like, the thing that they need to see immediately is this right here. Okay. So I would take this and just move, take it from here and just, it should be small. So like on, my make once, it's just up
Yeah.
there at the very top. I want them to see the make once so that they can recognize it's the same logo that's on my hat. It's the same thing that they
Mhm.
see everywhere else. That's what I want that for. So they feel like, all right, Burton, you take care, brother, if you're still here. Thanks for jumping on. Okay. So, so that's what I would do. I would just come over here to this right here and then just move, that green thing, just hit up, and then, yeah. So there you go. And then over here, just hit the up button right here. Okay.
Oh,
Yep. Just
oh,
move that up there. It'll be hard because
I don't
it's
even know
like,
what I did.
no, this is good. See how much better? Like right away we see you. This is so good.
Okay.
And then but the black thing that's down below, scroll below, we can make this thing smaller, right? So click on your image here. Click on your image here. And then over here, take this image right here, make this
Mhm.
go to 150 for me. Just click in there. That'll take forever. Just slide either this ball or
Oh.
just click in there and type 150. Yeah. Okay, that's too small. Maybe go up a little bit more. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And I know it's kind of hard to see. Okay.
Mhm.
But right now, that logo, we can make that very prominent so they can see it and everything a lot more when later. Okay. So,
Yeah.
but I would leave it where you had it in the black. I liked it in there so we can see it. Yeah. I think it doesn't show up too good on the white yet.
I don't know why it's not.
It's
I don't
okay.
know.
No. Just go up here and, well, just drag it in there. It's being funny. Plus, when you're on Zoom, it's going to be really weird. Okay. Yeah, there. Keep going. Kind of try to drag it in there. Keep going.
I don't know why it's not dropping in there.
Yeah, it's okay. Just keep going. You got to really get it in there and wiggle it in there till that blue line shows up. Just keep trying. Or do this. Here. Stop. Go up.
Okay, there it goes.
There it is. Okay, there you go. Now you got to delete all those. Yeah. Yeah. Click OK on that up here. Okay. So just delete all those out up here at the top. Oh, can you see it up here? Yeah, there you go. And keep doing that. It's going to keep giving you that signal up here. Up here, you got to press OK on each of them. Yep. And then take that once we get all those deleted out of there. Okay. You made you a real good mess, didn't you?
Sorry.
No, you're fine. This shit sucks. I mean, it does, It just does.
I don't want to.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Okay, so once you get that, then I would just take this. Now that you've skinnied it up, come over here. Okay, come over here. Right down here. Sorry. And then move that. Go to the green. Go to the green. No, right here. We're gonna be over here by the red arrow. Hit that arrow up until that goes to the top. So hover over the green and then arrow up. Yeah. Let me get out of your way here. Arrow up. There you go. Did it go? Oh, try again. No, you don't drag it. Just click it. There you go.
Oh.
Okay, now scroll up.
Oh,
Now we've got
okay.
like that up there. Now click on this here. Click up here in this. And then on the black up there, go to the black at the top. Not inside of there. We're still playing with your black banner up there. Okay. Click inside of the green. Just click on the green here. Click. Okay. Now over here on this side, over here in the settings, scroll down to padding. This is margin. Let's go down to padding. Okay. take this padding out. Just take it out on both sides. Take the top and bottom out. Take this out. You can just drag the ball to 0 on both.
Oh,
There you
to
go.
0.
Not on that one. Not on that one.
Oh,
That's fine. You could always, here, take this right here and go to, no. Go 0 on this one. Sorry. Forget about that. Leave that at full page. Yeah, go to 0. Okay, so see, it's a little smaller. And now you just need
okay.
on this one, click inside of the green on this thing. Okay, over here, just find the green. Click on
Mhm.
that. Click on it. Okay, now come over here and go down to padding again on this. Go down and then put like on the top padding, go to 40 up here. Okay, let me get out of your way. There you go. Look, see how you got a little now come in here and scroll up, click in it. You got to click and then scroll up. Yeah, see how you got a little padding in between, like right here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you
Gotcha.
give things the ability to breathe. So this is better. Like we come here, we see that. Okay, and again, you're gonna have to go to you're gonna have to go to mobile view and jack around and make sure everything's good over there.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
You don't do
I
it now.
played with it a little bit. I watched your funnel
Yeah.
pocket coaching, and I
Perfect.
went through those. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so then scroll down in here. Well, not in there, but just scroll down. Sorry. I love the frickin' page. Okay, now so this timer thing, where I would put this timer is and typically, listen, typically on these landing pages, you don't need to put a timer. For something
Okay.
that's going to live evergreen, yeah, no, it's okay. I mean, I've tried it, and sometimes, but I would just get rid of the timer, and then you can put that, like, typically your timers are going to end up on, like, either your workshop, there's so much time left, or like an order page or something, okay? But as far as I see now, okay, now let's make sure we save this up here, okay? And so now, so far what I see is this is great. Now we just got to test it.
So
Okay.
this is a pop-up, and this is a pop-up like what you showed in the pocket coaching.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So
Oh, that's good.
That's how I did that.
Okay, so if you save this page, let's why don't you go ahead and exit, and let's go look at the next page. Oh wait, whoa, what's down here?
Well, yeah. See, I mean, I was just putting stuff on here. I don't even know if I want to use it, but I wanted to put
I
it
mean,
on.
beautiful picture. I just would take it off for now, because if they, let's say that they see all that other stuff, well, don't delete it. I would just save it. Have you saved it?
Yeah.
Because you might
yeah.
use it later. No. Come down here, hover over the green thing down here, and then hit this. Oops, hit this little save button. Not the trash, the save. Yeah. Okay. Now up here, just save this as I'm Tammy block. Just call it like the I'm Tammy block right in here. You're gonna write it in here. Click in here. In this little box here. Oh, you're moving us around. Okay. Click in there and just put this is the I'm Tammy section. Yeah, call it a section maybe. Yeah.
Section.
Yeah. And then save that so that you can use that for later. Okay, down here. Don't.
Am I creating it as a master block? No.
Nope. Just come down here. You're just copying that section. So whenever you want to use it, you can use it. Okay. So there's that. Now you can come over here and delete that. Okay, because we've saved it in the back. Okay.
Okay.
Beautiful. Okay, so this is all you need here. Remember, less is more. If I have 20 cans of tomato and you're trying to find tomato sauce, you're going to stand there longer if I have 20 of them up there versus just one. Okay.
Okay.
So
fair enough.
We've got that. Perfect. And then we can save again, and then we can exit.
Okay.
Very good. Okay. Let's look at the next page.
Am I just viewing it, or let's go
Yep.
edit?
Just view it.
Well, I did edit again. So this is where my VSL is. It's only a couple minutes long. I need to redo it. I think, but it was my first one, so it is what it is.
Yes. So Kevin has a pretty good point in there. He says, love the website, Tammy. Make sure you use the domain name for the URL of your funnel. Okay. So yeah, well, basically you're going to need to get like a, make sure your domain name is set up and all that stuff. Okay. So you've got this.
It is, yeah.
Okay, cool.
And it's
cool, cool.
active, and I even verified my professional email. That's all done in system.io. And I have 15 emails written that I need to tweak a little bit. They're
You
written.
are freaking awesome. You
Yeah,
are
I need to
awesome.
do the sequencing. I just started to do that, but this is what I've been working on in the background.
Hell yes. Okay, so scroll down. You look lovely. Okay, scroll. Okay, so yes, I want to join. Excellent. What happens when they click that? They go.
I think it goes to schedule a call.
Yep. So save and then hit exit. Always save, even if you didn't do anything.
Uh-huh. And
Okay.
then I forget what goes in.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm not sure what happens here, to be honest
Yeah,
with you.
just check it out. Here, just go to view funnel step. Oh, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so
This is
again,
my 7 strategies.
okay. So that's the
This-
thing that they get.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. I like it. So this is fine up here. If they've already been, you see what I'm saying? Like this is fine now because now it's like, okay, right? I know where I'm at. Okay. So this is the thing that the free thing they get, and that's the page you link them to maybe through the email and whatever else, right? What they opted in, they get this too.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not exactly clear on how it gets there, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Well, it's just a page that has a link and you can link them to it.
Okay.
And you would
Okay.
do that via email, most likely. Okay. Or,
Okay.
yeah, that's, you would do it.
Okay.
via
So this
email.
is something I can direct them directly to this. They don't have to start at the beginning. Is that what you're saying?
No. You want, they can't get this unless they opt in. And then
Okay,
this
yeah.
could be like the email only bonus that they get. Like when the video starts, okay, when you go to redo your video, because you'll always make it better, it'll always get better. And for a lot of people that get started in the beginning, what they need to do is they need to be doing their video live, their VSL live. And here's how you do it. You have this funnel just the way it is. Don't jack with it. But you can also do like what I'm doing here in about 45 minutes. You can do a workshop as well. And all my
Okay.
workshop is going to be is essentially like a VSL.
Okay, because what I did was I did an ebook.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured I could do an ebook in 2 ways. I could break it down and do slides
Mm-hmm.
of what's in the ebook.
Mm-hmm.
And then I could also like publish it somewhere
Mm-hmm.
in book form.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be able to have different things that I can do with it.
And you can do all those things. And I actually, Michael Lejeune, I don't know if he's still on here. He's probably left, but he is a gangster when it comes to publishing on Amazon and having Amazon make everything. And I'm going to get him to do a live workshop and teach us all how to do that. Yeah. So with this, yeah, so this is like a delivery thing that you can give them. And then on this page, just remember every single thing that I give my people, 99% of the time, every single thing that I give them, if they're not a customer yet, and sometimes even if they are, there is a link to go become a customer. There is always some sort of call to action, some sort of thing everywhere where they have the opportunity to buy. Because at any moment, if they're not a customer and they're enjoying something or learning something, they might be like, you know what, I'm ready. And I do not want them to get unready by having to search to find the place to become a customer. I want them to have it at all times. Okay. So in something like this, this you created for them, whatever, but then scroll down, there could be something that, let's say down at the very bottom, that's like, in one of these spots here, something, it could be like, I'm ready to sign up, or I'm ready to schedule a call. And there's a button there that they could do either or both, or one or the other. Okay. And usually just give them one option, because 2 options are like, well, let me think about it. So we don't want them thinking like that.
Okay. Because yeah, I think my next page is schedule a call.
Yep. So, and then make sure that when they opt in, yeah, you did. So when they click the button, they go to your calendar page, right? Yeah. Let's go look at this. Okay. This is okay up here at the top. It's probably unnecessary though. So like, right here, all I want them to do, I'm trying not to point at anything. Don't look at my pointer right now. Well, I guess you can. I'll put it up here. This thing on the schedule page, I don't want them to, their brain needs to do nothing but think about scheduling.
Okay.
So on this page, usually when they get to this page, you've already explained this page to them and how it works. And when they get here, it just says schedule your free strategy session. And then they just go down and schedule. There's no video. There's nothing. There's literally just a schedule, calendar schedule page.
Okay. Yeah. And I just need to add that. But they're connected. So.
Yep. Okay, good. So let's, as long as you understand that, you don't want to, you got to remember, like, their brain, anything that diverts what they're doing, you're just reducing your ability to get them.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. So, okay. So make sure we say, okay, good. And then the success page is probably pretty basic there, right? Just go to view. Yeah. That should be good.
Oh, maybe I duplicated it.
Yeah, you probably did. That's okay. All you got to do is on this page, if they've,
No.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Beautiful. No, this is it. This is perfect. I love this. I love this. This is beautiful. So, I mean, I love it. I love it. Yeah.
And then private. Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
What I've been
now
creating.
We're just going to master this process. So this is your machine. You're going to be optimizing it and honing it in and making it, convert well. But this is the machine. Now we just have to, like what Kevin said, make sure that we've got your actual domain that you bought in here, and make sure that we've got these things cleaned up here. And then when you go switching this stuff, you've got to go in, like on this page, and you've got to make sure that button is linking to the new link that you made on the calendar page. Because when you go to the calendar page and set it up, it's going to have a new link, and then you'll copy it and go back to here. Okay, good. So that's beautiful.
Okay. All right. I mean, yeah, that's the framework.
And now that we've got that, you're getting the emails in there. Then once you have all that, now going out on social media your confidence is completely different, because now you know where you're sending them, what they're getting, what the whole 9 yards, and you can really communicate that through.
Yes. And then I need to attach my emails to the campaign. I need to do the sequencing. I just started the sequencing, and then I need to fiddle with them too. And I need to add, I'm not sure about all the tags. We can do that at another time, but.
Yeah. So once you get the emails in place, just when somebody comes in on this page, they need to get a tag.
Okay. That
tag is what's going to, we'll know where they came from. They came in as an opt-in here. And then on this page as well, you'll come over here and you'll have another automation rule that says start this campaign. Right.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do another whole training on that whole automation process in here, and you'll have it. There's some in Build Lab already. If you go in and type in email automations into Build Lab up in the search, but I'll do some more to make it work.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, listen,
thank you.
Amazing freaking job. I give you big applause, because some people, it takes them forever to put these simple pages together, and you just got in there and did it. So good for you.
Yeah, I've been trying and working on it. So.
And I like kind of what I seen there. I seen you was on a little different trip. I like that. I like that.
I am on a different trip.
I like that.
But I got that from you. You were just like, okay, if it's feeling exhausting and not you, then you need to switch gears. And I had to really meditate on that.
And you'll probably switch more gears as you go. So just be ready.
I just have to own it. Yep.
Yeah, no, 100%. I really like where you're going there. I think that's going to be a fun journey, and there's definitely a bunch of fish looking for that food. So, okay, yes. Well, excellent. If you want to stop share, is there anything else before we go? Because I gotta go. I gotta do a workshop here in about 30 minutes. Ain't ready for it.
Thank you for the time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, that's the kind of stuff I like doing. Okay. That to me is where this needs to be doing a lot of this. Okay. Because optimizing this machine that I've been talking about, that's really where we should be here. Like, or optimizing the content that you're producing, or optimizing your program that you have, attract, convert, deliver. We've got those three things. and we're coming in here and we're optimizing that stuff. Okay. Getting ready for a
Mike,
workshop right now. Cool. Very good. Awesome.
Mike, it's the one that makes you feel the most vulnerable, though. I mean, like,
Oh, it is.
It's hard to say I changed gears. It's hard to bring this forward. It's hard to say, here's my VSL, my first one. That shit is tough.
It is.
I'm just telling you, you get up in here, it's really, really hard.
Listen, Trey was talking about that from the start. If you were here, like,
I know. And you know what? I was so glad that he said that.
Yeah.
Because it me just be like, okay, here it is, you guys.
100%.
I haven't wanted to talk about it.
No, listen, I absolutely love it. Number one, it's I can sense your energy's different too with it. So that's a big telltale.
Totally.
But
totally.
There's nothing to be. Don't feel that way with bringing your stuff forward. Don't. Like, everybody starts from like nothing. Everybody's stuff looks like shit in the beginning. It's all this way. It's all this way. So yeah, and getting in your head, man, you can just, man, it is.
But I want to learn. I just want to get better, and I want to learn.
Well,
and this is just how
you are
do
miles
it.
ahead with what you have right there. Now it's just continuing the process. Like now you've got the conversion mechanism almost completed.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's like we've got the delivery process, we've got the blueprint, we know what we're going to be teaching and saying, we got that set up. And then it's like now we're driving traffic, and there's going to be a lot of hell and shit going. I mean, you're going to go through hell over there too. And then, you know, because you're going to have to go out and talk about now this thing that, you know, and all that stuff. But just practice and hone and listen and pay attention to, and this and keep bringing it back here. You know, it's like, well, Mike, this is happening, but you know, that's what you're here for. This is what this is about. So, okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.
You guys are amazing. Thank you. I do have to go. So, all right. Well, hopefully you guys, I'll see you maybe on the workshop. All right. And yeah, this has been good. I appreciate all of you. Trey, thank you so much for sharing, brother. That's huge. And I'm excited to hear more about what you're doing there, and just keep bringing it. Okay. Keep bringing it to me. I'll see you guys later.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.